Yo, welcome back guys to another video with some commentary. You got me on the right playing the Labrynth deck, and then my buddy on the left playing the Voiceless Voice. He's got the clean setup, he's got the Diviner mat, and the fake Skull Guardian to go with it, so pretty nice. He's got a good opener. It's a low, Novox, whatever you guys want to call it. Places one from the deck face up in the spell and trap zone. So barrier is an insane card. Searches literally anything in the deck. Absolutely absurd. This is one of the first times I think Austin's got to play with the deck, so might see a few misplays here, but what we're doing right here is just testing. You want to play the deck, figure it out, so figured I'd play Lab. This was one of the last times that I played Lab. You're gonna notice some Sword Soul gameplay popping up on my channel here real soon. It's because I don't feel Lab is well positioned in the format right now. So me and Austin, we turned on a light here, so we're just testing the glare, seeing, making sure that you guys can see the card still. So he's gonna add Sphera off barrier, activate Sphera effect, dump the prayers, add the Skull Guardian, and then he's thinking of banishing the Sphera from the grave to ritual summon. Right here I'm just reading the card, seeing what it does. It's one of my first times playing against the deck IRL too, so I want to make sure I know what these guys do. So he's gonna activate the Sphera effect, and I'm gonna chain my Stovey Torby, sending my rollback to set a big welcome, most likely. I want to do it before the Skull Guardian gets on board because it's an Omni negate. So he's going to tribute the low for the Skull Guardian. Low can be used as the entire ritual requirement for ritual summons, so he gets to just tribute that, and then when I believe it's when a light dragon or warrior ritual monster gets special summoned, then it can special itself from the grave. So he goes through his combo, activates Pot of Prosperity at the end of it. He's just probably going to be digging for non-engine, only banishing 3 here because he doesn't need too much, and he sees his non-engine, that's for sure. Revealing the Droll, Nib, and Ash, picking up, I believe he picked up the Ash Blossom. I know he already has a Droll in hand. So he's got the full setup here. I mean, the only thing he's really missing is Dino Mundo. Which he doesn't really need Dino Mundo if he already has the trap in hand, which I don't think he does. So summoning the Saravis, the old man, not the ritual version, the regular one, and then going into the Dino Mundo. So right here, if you're analyzing the board, you can kind of assume that face down isn't the trap because he summoned the Dino Mundo. If it was the Voiceless trap, then he probably wouldn't even need to summon the Dino Mundo. So we go into draw phase. My first action is going to be the big welcome. He's going to hit me with the Ash Blossom on that, which, I mean, if you guys don't know how to play against Labrynth, then you always just want to hit the big welcome. So still in draw phase, I'm going to activate Transaction Rollback, copying the big welcome. And he's going to chain the Saravis to summon the Ritual Saravis from the deck. So I'm going to summon the Ariana, bounce it back to hand, and then his Dino Mundo is going to resolve, summoning the Skull Guardian. And then on a new chain, it'll be Chainlink 1 Stove, Chainlink 2 Low. And then after that resolves, Low gets Chainlink 1 to place the trap from the deck. So a lot of chain links going on right here. Still draw phase, still my turn, and I think we're gonna proceed to the main phase after this. So normal summon the Ariana that I got from the Welcome Labrynth, or Big Welcome Labrynth. He's gonna think here. He doesn't know all too well what the Labrynth deck does, so he's not too sure what to stop, what to negate. But there was a tell that just went on the left side over here, and he picks up his extra deck after I activate the effect, and he starts looking through it. And at this point, that reveals what that face down is. I don't think I realized it at this point, but that just reveals that that card face down is a super poly. So had I picked up that little, that little key tell right there, then I would know that his interrupts are the Suravis, Skull Guardian, Super Poly, and a Trap. I pick up Labrynth, the field spell, because I want to start breaking through this board, and that's going to help me. It's going to help pick off cards one by one as I activate my traps. Activating the Labrynth right after the Duel and Lock bird. Obviously, Duel and Lock doesn't do a whole lot to this deck, but at this point, it's almost just a dead card in hand. Might as well use it just in case I don't even know what else I could have in hand to add from deck to hand. But hey. So, setting 3, back row, I'm keeping the 1 card in hand. I'm not too sure what that last card is, but I'm going to proceed to end phase right here. There it is, the Super Poly. So, summoning is Garuna, or Garura. Honestly, Austin could just clean up my board right here and leave me on just about nothing, because he has the barrier, and I think he's activating the effect right here. So he's gonna pop 2 of my cards. It's gonna be the Welcome Labrynth and the Compulse. So pretty much putting me on nothing. I have 1 card in hand. I have a Labrynth and a Trap that's set. The Trap is probably just gonna get negated by Skull Guardian, and then that's pretty much gonna be it for me. I mean, you can see his board's pretty stacked right now. He's got the Omni Negate with the Skull Guardian. None of his rituals can be targeted. I think none of his light monsters can honestly be targeted. So I'm gonna scoop it up here, and we're gonna go right into a game number 2. Kicking off game number 2, I start with the Ariana. It's gonna add a Labrynth card from deck to hand. So mainly what you're looking for is either grabbing like a lady, big welcome, maybe Labrynth if you already have your setup in hand. Sometimes you look for getting a furniture if you have like a transaction rollback. Settling for a big welcome. Activating the Chandelier, pitching the other Ariana to set the regular welcome. And then setting 2 cards from hand. One of those are definitely the big welcome, and then 1 unknown. So activating welcome here. He's gonna ash me. He doesn't know that the big welcome is the one to ash, so there. I mean, it's possible too that I could have just summoned a Lovely off of the regular welcome, and then he wouldn't be able to ash the big welcome. So I'm gonna go Chainlink 1, Chandelier, Chainlink 2, Lovely, Chainlink 3, activating the Eradicator virus. So I'm gonna destroy both Super Polys in his hand and then pop one other card in it. He's got Skull Guardian and a Duel. He honestly just checks his next draw because, I mean, in casual games, there's no reason not to. You don't want to just be sitting there for no reason when you're just playing casuals. So I'm gonna activate Chandelier, pitch Duel, set the big welcome, and then draw for turn. So summon the Ariana that I bounced the hand last turn with the big welcome, adding the lady. He's gonna Duel me, activating lady, summon itself, and then activating the big welcome and chaining the lady. So I get to set any trap for my deck, and then I'm gonna summon a Labrynth monster and bounce one that I already controlled the hand. So setting the welcome Labrynth because it has to be a different name, and then summoning the Lovely from the grave, bouncing the lady, and I'm gonna activate the effect of Lovely as Chainlink 1, destroying a card on hand or field, and then I think I activated Shang as Chainlink 2. So just getting all of my resources back. I get to check his draw because of the Eradicator virus, and I activate Big Welcome to rip that last card out of his hand. So once Labrynth gets established, it's pretty hard to beat, honestly, especially with Eradicator too. So that's gonna be the end of game 2. We're gonna hop right into this game number 3. Starting off this final game with a strong prayers of the Voiceless Voice, sending the Trias to summon the Skull Guardian, effect the Skull Guardian. It's going to search the low, and I'm gonna Duel and Lockbird him right on the resolution of his Skull Guardian effect. So low plays around Duel really well by setting, or it just places the Speller Trap into the zone, so it doesn't have to add it to hand. He's gonna go into Dynamundo, and Dynamundo just lets him get the trap essentially if he doesn't have barrier already set up. During his main phase though, I'm still gonna activate Arius, setting the Daruma Cannon, activating the Daruma Cannon, and now Austin posted this video a little bit like a while ago, and somebody called out that I believe you have to set monsters face down before sending. I think it has to set monsters, so this is not how Daruma Cannon should resolve. It shouldn't do anything in this instance, but I didn't know that, Austin didn't know that, so, you know, this is just accepted game state at this point. After that though, I activate Chandelier, setting a Solemn Strike from the hand to set the Big Welcome, and then on my turn during draw phase, I'm going to activate Big Welcome, summon Ariana, bounce it to hand, and that activates Chandelier effect to add back to hand. So I have Chandelier and one unknown card in my hand. Summon Ariana, effect searching the Ku Clock, and then Ku Clock gets activated, and then Chandelier follows that. I didn't see what I set, but it was probably a Big Welcome. Oh, regular welcome. Ku Clock effect gets added to the hand because Chandelier got sent from hand to grave to activate a Labrynth effect. And then I activate the welcome Labrynth to summon the lovely effect, set the Big Welcome. I'm gonna attack with both, and then just passing turn over onto Austin. There's not a whole lot I can do there, so that's, you know, pretty much the extent of it. But I have a pretty solid setup right here. I mean, I have the Chandelier, Welcome, and Arius in grave, with Lovely and Big Welcome in hand. So there's a lot going on for me. He has Saphira, added it off barrier, I believe, and then activates the effect to send it from hand to grave, send a prayer from deck to grave, and adding a Seravis, the rituals monster, from deck to hand. So you can see his hand, it's Duel, Seravis. I couldn't see the other two cards, but he's got 4 in hand. I think a Skull Guardian. Activating the Saphira to ritual summon. So he summoned the Skull Guardian but hasn't tributed anything yet, and he just forgot to tribute. There you go. Sending the Seravis from deck or from the hand to grave for the tribute. Activating Skull Guardian. It's chainlink 1, I believe, and then low chainlink 2. So low gets summoned, affected low, search to Ravis. This big welcome. So he attempts to negate the big welcome with Skull Guardian, but with Lovely on the field, monster effects can't be activated in response to your normal traps. So I'm gonna summon my Stovey Torby and then just bounce it right back to hand. It's not in attack position, I think I'm just reading it right here. So bouncing it right back to hand after he places his trap, and then I'm gonna I have a bunch of chain links I can activate right here. I believe it's chainlink 1 Lovely to pop a card, chainlink 2 Ariana to draw, chainlink 3 Chandelier to add back to hand, and then chainlink 4 Welcome to set back from the grave directly to the spell and trap zone. Since it didn't go to grave this turn, you can activate the second effect to set back to the field. And then he's going to go Skull Guardian, chainlink 4 or 5, I think it's 5, to negate the Welcome Labrynth. So it's not going to get set back to the field. And I'm going to go chainlink 6 for Arius to special summon itself. So a whole bunch of chain links going on right here. But that's what happens when Labrynth gets set up. It's got a whole bunch of recursion. And then I think it looks like he's gonna go chainlink 7, the trap, to summon from the deck. It's either summon or add back. I think he adds back here, so it's gonna resolve. Arius gets summoned, Chandelier goes back to hand, Ariana draws, and then Lovely's gonna pop a card. So I'm gonna pop the Skull Guardian because I didn't know that the Prayer and Grave, it summons from the deck, another one, ignoring the summon conditions. So this is definitely a misplay right here. I think it's better just to pop the barrier, honestly. Either pop the barrier or popping the trap. Because if you hit barrier right here, then you can attack into the low and get that off the board, get the Omni off the board. But you know, I'm not too sure. I know that hitting the Skull Guardian definitely wasn't a good play, but after that, you know, there's definitely an argument to pop the barrier, pop the trap. Popping barrier is probably better, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm gonna pass turn over to him. Looks like he's gonna start off by summoning the low. He's gonna use one of his lows to go into Anima and try to take my Arius. So I'm gonna chain the effect right here, summoning the Stove, because Stove can activate its effect on field too. He's gonna go into a battle phase, attack right into my Lovely. That's gonna cause some problems for sure. Using the Relinquish Anima and the Skull Guardian, going into an SP Little Knight, and then it looks like he's trying to banish my Stove, but he just read the card, and I don't know if that means that he didn't read its quick effect or what. But I'm gonna activate the effect of stove, pitching the chandelier to set a Labrynth spell or trap directly from the deck. I believe I set big welcome here. He's going into a Dynamundo, and reason for that is so you can summon a Skull Guardian back, and then low triggers on a new chain link to summon itself. So I'm going to go into draw phase, and then thinking with my, so I have priority in draw phase, and I'm going to activate the big welcome. I'm going to chain his Dynamundo, summoning the Skull Guardian, and I'm going to summon the Lady, bouncing the Ariana. So a lot of my cards are going to trigger right here. I'm going to get chain link 1 welcome, chain link 2 stove, chain link 3 chandelier. He's going to get chain link 4 effective low, and then chain link 5 is going to be Arius. So a whole bunch of chain links getting triggered right here. I go chain link 1 on a new chain, it'll be lovely, effective pop, chain link 2 effective low to place. So since he activated a trigger effect in response to my lovely, he's not going to be able to activate Skull Guardian to negate any of my effects. Or I think, now that I'm watching it again, I think he didn't have a chance to activate low, because I think it summoned, and then my chain link 1 lovely effect to destroy low, so I don't think the effect ever got activated. So now we're in main phase 1. I go chain link 1 effect of Pot of Extravagance, banish 6, draw 2. It's gonna resolve. So as you guys can see right here, I'm gonna normal summon my Ariana, and I believe he negates this with the Skull Guardian, so he doesn't want me to grab anything I want from my deck. I'm gonna activate the effect of Lovely. I believe I placed a big welcome there. A lot of the times it's really the only option. I think right here though, placing a Daruma Cannon honestly would have been pretty good to just set everything face down. And then since my Lovely wasn't summoned on this turn, I could have just attacked into the Skull Guardian and cleared it, and he wouldn't be able to use his trap effect to pop. I think that would have been honestly a solid, like really solid play. But regardless, I'm gonna activate Welcome Effect, summoning my Lady, and then I do have the option to pop right here with the Labrynth effect, Labrynth effect. And I believe I popped the low with that effect. So it's gonna shut off his, well, he already used his negate, but it's gonna prevent his negate for next turn. right here, it looks like I'm contemplating a Chaos Angel line. Looks like I passed it over to my opponent because he drew for turn, and then I'm activating the big welcome and chaining the Lady Labrynth. I believe I'm running out of a lot of other trap targets in my deck, so I'm not too sure what I have left to set off of this. Then I'm gonna activate the coup clock, and then chain to that I'm gonna activate stove, sending a sphere mode in my hand. Pretty interesting. All right. I'm gonna set the Eradicator virus, and then a whole bunch of chain links are gonna go off. Big welcome effect gets pop card. I'm gonna pop the trap. And then chainlink 1, coup clock, chainlink 2, Ariana, chainlink 3, Lovely. So popping a card from his hand, which I'm not sure if that was really the best play. I think getting rid of some of these barriers is going to be a little bit better. But maybe I didn't do that because I had the Eradicator and I could just pop both spells with it. So I guess that makes sense, but it looks like that's gonna be the end of that game. I know this one was definitely a long one, but it was pretty solid overall. I mean, if you guys saw any misplays, let us know. Other than that Daruma Cannon play, other than that, I appreciate you guys for sticking till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.